Hi guys, I'd like to just explain to you how the fuel graph works. There's a lot of information on there and I just want to step you through it. So on your trip report, so under reports, trip reports, under each day you will see a fuel graph button and a speed graph button. So we're concentrating on the fuel graph button. Clicking on that will take you to the fuel graph. So you will see a bunch of lines on here. The main one to follow is the red line. That's your fuel graph. As you can see, ignition on and speed. So the dark green is actually speed for vehicles that works without ignition. For vehicles with ignition, it's the light green you'll see in the back. So when ignition goes on, it'll show a light green there. The values for speed or ignition is the total value for the graph. So it just says if it's 9:52, it says there is actually an event. If it's 0 and 0, it actually says there's no event. So just showing you here, while it's driving, you can see the fuel dropping. When it's stationary, fuel standing still. And then here we did a bit of a fill. There's your fuel value. And it's got this little blue line here. So the blue line actually represents the amount of fuel that was added. All of these things can obviously be switched off at the top here. You can go and switch off ignition and speed and supply voltage and fuel value. You can just start with just showing your fuel value. If you've got ignition, you can just show your ignition, so you can see where your ignitions went off. If you don't have ignition but you work on speed, you can just see where the speed happens on the fuel graph. If you just want to see supply voltage, you can switch that off and it'll actually show you a little graph of your supply voltage, and wherever you hover over it, you'll be able to see what the voltage was during the trip. This is obviously a fuel graph. So fuel data on its own with a fuel SMA will show you where the fuel fills happened. It'll also show a little blue block if there's a drop on your fuel events. And that in short is how you look at your fuel graph.